everybody else wasn't going to scream, I was going to. So
Fair enough. Alright, well, I'm gonna start doing link bombs if y'all wanna just do
I have
stuffs.
finished devouring fourth-dimensional candy. I am truly ready to be a DM aware of all time phases at once.
It's too fucking hot.
Ugh.
Get on my level, which admittedly is currently quite higher than the average person.
I am in an attic.
I am also in an attic.
I'm
We're on
in
the same
Australia.
level.
I'm in Australia. I win.
You're literally as low as you can get. You're in the down under.
No, but I'm on fire.
Touche.
Oh,
Ash, we're on the same level.
apologies for background noise. Uh,
I'm slurping coffee.
It's exploding day.
it's
Gonna happen.
it's explody day. Yes, it's gonna happen, and also the other person who lives in this house is home at the moment because he got the day off work.
I'm glad that I thought for a second about something I was about to shout out.
yeah, probably for the best.
Something about something that was posted in one of our Doodles chats by our resident Failsy.
Mmm.
I
That
feel like
wasn't
I
even,
should be concerned.
wasn't even gonna think about it, was just gonna shout something. Decided to stop myself.
Thank you for doing so because I saw the thing in question.
Is. Also, Armor, do you just need like a Goblin Horde chat for all of your dice in the D&D public posting?
Oh, I didn't see that because I have that channel blocked.
You have the general chat blocked?
Oh. No, the other thing.
Why do you have D&D public posting blocked?
It's the NSFW's. Test once.
The NSFW chats are... We shouldn't talk about those on stream.
Yeah.
But no, I was in terms of posting dice. I was chatting with someone else, and then just we got to talking about dice.
Why am I not surprised?
Goblin Horde. Make a Goblin Horde!
And I'm gonna have more dice coming in soon. But that's because Kickstarter's finally catching in.
Is it finally? Fuck.
Yeah, I got the email saying,
When was
"Hey,
that
now you
also-
can actually pay the
Yeah.
money for shipping."
Yeah, when was it supposed to? It was like supposed to ship like 3 months ago.
They have been shipping, but they've been going in layers. So they start with, I think, Ethereal Dragon Egg. So anyone who ordered just Ethereal Dragon Egg, or maybe it was just Dragon Egg, anyone who ordered just Dragon Egg got the first receivers. And then the next one was a different one. So anyone who ordered that and Dragon Egg, or just that, would then get their shipment. And I got like 7 sets.
God.
So it took a while to get to me.
For Jack, then. It's gonna take a while to get to him.
Yeah, because he got like 20.
It,
Like,
Fair, I'm a beneficiary of like 3 of them. So
He asked a lot. I remember him asking a lot of people, like, I have all these dice I don't need. I'm not gonna need. I want, like, maybe 2 sets.
yeah.
All of you guys and your weird dice habits.
Says the person who has bought many a bag of holding full of dice.
Yeah, and only one of them for myself.
This is fair.
I mean, I've bought dice for my friends, too.
Yep. Heck, I just gave a friend of mine a bundle of dice, and
No,
he
I need
used
that.
them yesterday.
We get started.
No.
We really should.
Okay, everybody introduce themselves real fast.
Hi, I'm Andy. Bye.
I'm Armored Hunter. Go.
I'm Danny Boop. Y'all know who I am.
I am Failsy.
I am the one who screams in the kitchen.
I am the DM. I am the DM, and last session they did some stuff, including finding out what their various visions meant. Lo and behold, their quest.
Yeah.
So it's up to them to resolve whether or not they intend to follow out on said quest, but they have recently discovered that the most pressing of said quest is going to be Morgans.
Save a little bit.
But they're going to
Yeah.
have to save a baby.
Yep, so now cues the months of travel.
Not
us
month,
to-
you have a month.
The month of travel.
Yeah.
And hopefully this will turn out better than Monty Python.
I mean, it depends, we'll see.
At least we won't have to eat the minstrels.
But then there won't be much rejoicing.
Please don't eat me.
Yeah, there are two potential minstrels you guys have access to, and don't eat either of them.
I mean, does Leek count though? He's not really a minstrel.
You haven't heard him sing.
Yeah, but
Anyways, we should probably get into things.
Yeah.
We have to go report to a quartermaster.
Yes, we were about to report to Gaston.
Yes, from where we left off with in the last session, Lee had caught Keta, dropped Keta, party caught Keta again, and then Lee climbed down a tree, and now they are heading back to the base camp.
Yes, we saw the epic green swan.
Yes. Courtesy of someone casting Featherfall?
Smart, smart, smart.
Yep.
Clearly, Lee did it on himself.
Yeah, he did the thing that he doesn't know how to do.
I mean, he's already
Clearly.
done it a lot, so
Alright.
it's not that surprising.
So, moving on from that, let's get some music playing. Ladies and
Oh,
gentlemen.
right, I muted that.
When we go to talk with Gaston, Ket will actually go with the group because she wants to ask him something.
Alright then. So... that moment when you realize you forgot something.
All your
What?
music.
Oh no, what did you
No.
forget?
I don't have my dice bag, so I'm rolling through internet rolls.
You-
Do you realize
That-
you're in the house of a dice goblin? Would you like to borrow some dice?
I'm not getting up.
I can run them up to you real fast.
Alright then, I would like at least 3 sets.
I'm just gonna bring the bag.
The perks of being in the house of a dice goblin.
Oh, you need dice? Here's a bag. What, you need 2? Okay, here's another one.
Did you just bring
Oh
the whole
boy,
bag?
by the
Why'd you... okay. Fair enough.
by the time I get all my dice, I'm
Yours
gonna
come in a
probably
full
end
bag,
up with
don't
3
they?
full bags of dice.
That's
Well,
it.
let me just go ahead and get the bags out and then give you back the bag.
These are big bags, Myth.
Oh, did you hurt yourself? Oh, how'd
That's
you
it.
do that? How the did you cut yourself that badly?
What?
Oh goodness, girl, go get a band-aid.
Did Danny hurt herself?
Yes.
She like peeled the back of her knuckle off somehow.
Oh.
It looked like that.
Do I
Like,
punch your bag
She
of
has
dice?
like a little cut on the back of her knuckle, but it's bleeding really badly.
I quite like the voice shift there. It's just like, oh, what's going on?
Don't you know that when you're concerned for someone, your voice raises 5 octaves?
Yeah, why do you think my voice goes so low so often?
Because you don't care about anyone.
Exactly.
Damn, that's cold.
She did, however, knock over the fan that was blowing on me, so now I do have to get up to put that back up.
Ah, ah.
I'm on a. I'm not a dice goblin. I'm a pillow goblin.
Oh, so I should show you this Shiba Inu pillow I saw.
Don't encourage her.
Alright.
I'm
Literally,
back.
I
I have Band-Aid. Keep going.
Alright, can everyone still hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Gonna take that as a no. Or at least I can't hear anyone.
Oh no.
Oh,
Just checking my notes. There's 3 confirmed quests from the visions.
well, there's Morogons.
There's Morgons, there's Ketos, and there's mine.
Yeah. So there's 3 confirmed ones that we know of.
Wait, can you guys hear me still?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright, just making sure.
Mm,
Yeah, because I've got like Dream Hints quest descriptions, which is quest to get the font of a god, help guy impaled on 1,000,000 spears in a grove of kingdom of blossoms.
Simple way to describe it.
Quest to kill beast for judge to prove Brimstone can fight his dad, and quest to save a girl from oppressive kingdom seems a little urgent.
I love the fact that one of the sets I grabbed was like a neon orange set.
Was gonna say orange.
I like me some orange.
Ash.
you an orange boy.
I love oranges and I love the color.
Yeah, he just wants to prevent scurvy.
Which you guys might have considered that. Anyways,
uh,
so
That's
to get us back into the mood of things, I'm just going to go ahead and skip us forward since on the encounter table I rolled nothing. Didn't roll high enough for any encounter, good or bad.
Whoa.
Right.
So we're just going to go ahead and skip us back along to you all re-arriving back at the base camp set up to repair the castaway.
F.
We've been gone
You've been gone...
2 days?
No, you've been gone just over a day.
Okay, so there's still a gigantic hole in the castaway that no one's fixed yet.
I mean,
You
I don't
actually
think
would
that
get
would
back and
matter.
see. Sorry, you actually would be getting back and seeing from a distance that that giant hole has actually been patched, but there are still many smaller holes.
In a day? Wow.
There's 200 people on this ship that can fix it.
They know what they're doing. They're working fast.
Okay. I hope that ship can be fixed soon enough for us to get to where we need to go.
Is talking to the bird.
I mean, we don't have to wait for them.
I was
True, they-
that you didn't intend to.
We could just round up the crew that we want and from our pick of the litter and just leave.
Depending on if they would actually leave. They probably
Well,
would want to go to
don't-
Tezberel, and we need to go the other direction.
The best you can hope for is to ask. Yeah, ask.
But first, should probably tell Gaston what happened.
Wait, mean, do we
I
have
can-
to? Or...
And then ask
Well,
to-
I can handle it if you don't want to talk.
Fuck no, I don't.
Well, I actually wanted to ask him a few questions.
Also, what do we tell him? We went up the mountain. There's a bunch
The-
of onyx on the road.
We found half of
Basically,
LA.
the
And
there
there's a giant
seems to
temple up there.
be. What I would say would be that there's remnants of life that used to be here, but we found nothing of interest except for, well, her.
Madam
Interns.
Elway is currently sipping on Starbucks coffee. I'm sorry, what?
Are we on the set of Game of Thrones?
Yes. Someone else got the reference. But in all seriousness, right now she is actually literally just eating a fruit.
Well, given that they know of everyone else on the ship, it'd be kind of difficult for us to slip her by.
I mean, I can simply make myself quite unnoticeable. Though I don't see why I should hide.
We're not saying you should. It's just so they don't attack you.
What
Well,
if they attack me?
More the
Yes, Marilyn?
comment is that be straightforward about it. We went up there, found a place that was from long ago, and we found you there. That's all that needs to be said.
That is all that happened after all.
I did also want to ask him about his gun.
What's a gun?
Kind of Brimstone's hip, is it?
Yeah.
I'm just picturing she asks, "What's a gun?" Everyone looks at Brimstone, except for Failsy, who just looks down.
I feel like even then, since she doesn't use it, she probably might have forgotten it and just looked at Brimstone reflexively.
That's on Fel's hip.
Or she just looks at
You
Brimstone and
handed
gives a shit.
Brimstone your gun several sessions ago.
Yeah, I tried to. Did I?
I don't remember that.
Does
I at least
Brimstone
remember
have
that
the
being
gun?
said.
I don't. I only have one.
I didn't mark it
So-
up mine. I think I think I said I wanted to hand it to him, but it never actually happened.
Did you take it out of your inventory?
No.
Okay. At one point, there was a gun stuck down the back of Brimstone's pants, but it eventually fell out and Failsy just picked it back up.
Yeah, sure, let's go with that.
'Cause
Brimstone uses a gun, or a kind of gun. Son,
What?
is there a different name for that kind of gun? And she's pointing at the one at your hip.
I mean, probably. I mean, yeah, there is, but I don't think that's necessary to the information of what a gun is.
But if she were to meet Gaston, then she sees that he has the bigger, longer tube.
So it's a matter of size that makes it a gun.
Ugh,
Well,
Failsy sort of
maybe
just
over-
drops off.
someone's overcompensating, but it's not him.
God damn it, Armored! It's gonna do it.
That was an arm.
Literally saying it, and then you cut me off.
I'm sorry.
I love the concept of Aketa starting to say it and just Dravinche saying it at the same time, and her just having to stop.
Darinja's used to the dirty jokes.
She wasn't even saying it as an innuendo. She just really does not understand gun.
Well, yeah, she's been living on this island for,
A while.
yeah, I forget exactly how long. I think it was 500 to 1,000 years. I don't remember. It's one of those two.
Something like that.
How about we stop standing around and talking, and then go like talking here in a group, and then just go talking what we need to be talking.
You actually see, as you guys have been standing on the outskirts of the camp, there is currently a path being cleared towards you.
Okay.
And you can see the beautiful, bouncy black hair of one Gaston Pelion.
Jervinche steps forward.
So does Kenta.
So yes, he does sort of step out of the crowd and just sort of looks at all of you. Just, it's good to see you all. Good to see you all made it.
Good to see you too.
Yeah. But we survived in one piece.
1, 2, 3, 4. That's more than you left with.
Yes, this is Madame Elway.
So
Well, good to meet you. He holds his hand out to shake hers. She just sort of looks at his hand before gently placing hers in it.
Oh, that is a move.
And then he nods and actually like leans down and kisses the back of her hands, understanding that she doesn't know what a handshake is, but obviously he intended a different gesture.
so to kind of report what happened, we went up to the mountain, found some ruins from people who have long since gone,
All right.
and we found her. She's been living on this island, and she decided to come with us.
Fair enough.
We also had to deal with some local wildlife in the form of wolves.
We've actually been seeing a couple of those about as well.
The real kind or the robot kind?
I guess you'd call them the robot kind, the sort made of gold and porcelain.
Oh, those.
Yeah,
We had a pack of about 12 of them attack the camp.
we had to deal with 4 of them ourselves.
This attack happened about just after sunrise today. We didn't lose anyone, luckily, but quite a few people got some pretty nasty bites. Everyone's alright, though. The sisters did a very good job of keeping everyone well mended.
At least everyone's okay.
Indeed, even Elway's back up and walking.
That's good.
That's not I didn't mean to say Elway.
Elevate.
Yeah, Elevie. Even Elevie's back up and walking, though she has not regained her voice yet.
Probably be a while.
Yes, we'll probably need to get her back to the mainland into a proper healer before she'll regain her voice.
So do you plan on heading back to Granum instead of Tezverel?
To be fair, the only reason we were going to Tezverel was because that would have been a good restocking port after we built the buoy. Though at this point, and he looks back at the almost ruined Castaway, we need to get back to the closer landmass than we need to get a restock.
Closer landmass would be Granum.
I think it's Tezerel.
Yes, Tezverel would be closer, though. It's hard to say which path would be faster. Right now, the trade winds are actually blowing back towards Granum.
But sorry, Adge, could you remind me, what was the ship's name?
The Castaway.
The Castaway. But the Castaway doesn't really... Would it make use of that? In this state?
In this state, it'll have to make use of that. We don't have the ability to activate the arcane engine anymore. It was destroyed. So, we're raising sails. And if you guys even have a base passive perception of 10, you would also notice that uh, the central mast on the Castaway have actually been raised.
Um,
Well, my passive is 12, so I would have seen that.
Fails has
Yeah.
got 11.
yep. Da Vinci has
Like-
12.
There are not sails put on them yet, but there have been masts raised on the ship.
Gaston.
Kenta
What is
kind of
it?
elbows
Oop.
Derventa in the side.
Seems to be a bit of sibling rivalry going on here, though I don't believe you're related.
Like does like I'm trying to talk.
I wasn't hearing you say anything.
It's more so she's trying to talk and then you keep on talking.
I have plenty of time to devote to you all, so take your time.
It's more of a mild curiosity on the weapon you carry.
You see, he immediately reaches around behind him and presents his rifle. It's actually more of a blunderbuss. Oh, this old thing? Why are you curious, little one?
Well, you see, my uncle here, and she
Keta,
kind
I
of
believe it
motions.
was. Keta. Yep, Keta.
Kenta will motion over towards Brimstone when she says uncle.
So he's Keta.
Oh.
He just stopped himself to ask your name. Like
Said
he
yes.
Okay. I didn't hear you say yes. I'm
I
sorry.
think it was picked up.
Okay. Alright, so you're
yes,
Keta, he's
okay.
Brimstone.
Yes. No, my uncle here, he is very interested in the whole firearms, and I've picked up occasional things from him. He carries a smaller version, but I was very curious on if you made your own.
Oh, if I make my own? I've known to tinker from time to time. I'm not exactly very proficient in it, but I've done a few modifications to make my weapon a little bit more comfortable to wield.
Very nice. Very nice of him.
Yeah, and he actually flips the blunderbuss around, and his is actually made to be braced like a rifle on his shoulder, rather than almost held at the hip like sometimes blunderbuss are.
Mhm.
And it does actually have a spring stock to help him handle the recoil of how much this weapon must have.
Is looking very admiringly at it. It's very. She appreciates nice craftsmanship.
Had a lot of free time. I'm not exactly the most in demand of command on the Castaway itself, though I've made myself a bit more of a staple now.
I can imagine with half the quartermasters being gone, you must be very useful.
Of course. I'm usually a bit more of a public face, dealing with officials and all that. He actually sort of like rubs his chin at that, just like,
You'll have to tell me some stories sometimes about something more interesting officials you've met. I always love a good story.
Oh, I'll certainly have to. Maybe over at camp tonight.
Like that. I can give you some stories from my home then too.
Alright then. Well, I shouldn't be talking your ears off. You were trying. Was that all you were asking me about? Was my blunderbuss?
Yes.
Alright.
So, may I speak now?
Yes.
Since you mentioned, Illivi, was it?
Libby.
Yeah, Elevie.
Illivi. Since you mentioned Illivi should probably get treatment from people on the mainland, we might have a method that might get a few people to the mainland a bit sooner than on the Castaway.
I'm all ears. Well, I'm mostly skin and bone, but I have two and they're good at listening.
And Da Vinci is going to signal for Failsy to come over.
Failsy gives a sigh and a reproachful look. She
We found
comes near with a box.
This this box, as we are told, could provide us with another ship, one that might be able to sail the waters a lot faster than the Castaway.
Hmm. Well, the Castaway with her arcane engines working is one of the fastest ships in the current fleet we have, but
Sail
As it's-
powered?
as when she's sail powered, she's certainly much slower.
This one will be a lot lighter and would be able to move easier with the trade winds.
Of course. So you're telling me this little box, and I'm actually going to have him make an intelligence roll because he might recognize this item. That's not bad. Not bad at all. He actually looks at it, and then he like snaps his fingers. Ah, I've seen these before. Where'd you find this? This is one of Aquila's paladin's holy items.
We found it in the shipwrecks to the north.
Oh,
Holy item, you say? Ooh.
yes, this is one of the items that's specifically blessed by the Aquila's church. Basically, their form of a lifeboat, but their form of a lifeboat is a bit more extravagant than the typical standard.
And we have one.
Aquila.
Yes. It's quite impressive
So,
you found one.
if-
It's surprising to see one intact if it was really left on this island.
We found it
Yes.
in a well-sealed crate, so it had protection.
A poor soul cast away on an island.
If we want to get Elevi to the mainland sooner, this might be an option.
Hmm. We'd have to consult her and her sisters about that. They are first and foremost the ones with the say on how her health will keep up.
Of course.
Certainly. We've been coming up with a plan to get off this island, and we were thinking of using this. Anyone else who wants to get to the mainland sooner is also welcome to join us.
Of course.
Finish off.
There is one issue I can see with your plan, though.
The Kingfisher.
Yes.
Wait, Miss.
That
Madam
we
Elway.
already have a plan for.
Elway is just eating a fruit behind you all, just like looking over this scene with mild interest.
Kata still have the bird on her head.
Yeah, Charles is still just on your head.
I found a friend.
He's actually just currently sleeping on your head. He's
We
almost
already
turned
have a
like into
plan.
a puddle hat.
Gucci bird.
Sorry.
It's fine.
We already have a plan for dealing with the Kingfisher.
He
Well,
looks. He
two
looks
half plans.
spectacle.
Well, first of all,
Suspicious.
well, Keta, would you want to tell him or should I?
Well, Madame Elway is able to. Well, she offered to keep the Kingfisher busy when we left. When we would leave. Don't know how.
You said how.
So she has a plan, but we also have the idea that well, you see that glowing crystal over there? Points to to the pillar with the lore.
Yeah, I see it. It's honestly quite hard to miss, given that it sticks up 300 feet in the air.
Well, when you guys first arrived, one of us
Elsie.
managed to. I wasn't
Which
going
one
to
of you
say
is
it,
Elsie?
but
Guys
points.
raises his hand. Pez gives a
yes,
smile.
the scantily clad one.
Well, we found out that that thing is able to distract it. If, well,
Say.
if well timed with a with something to adjust it a little. Possibly even that rifle could be for good use there.
This is not a long-range weapon, my friend.
Oh, I'm sure you got a
Yeah.
cannon though.
Now that we do.
So that lure would distract the Kingfisher enough for us to get away.
Hmm.
It is an option.
Yes, I suppose it is. Hitting that with a cannon, though. That
Maybe
is
hitting the
quite a
pillar?
shot to make.
That could be a problem though.
If you,
It
if
is
you stick
full
close to
of
the shoreline, will the Kingfisher attack? Could get closer to then fire a shot.
Well, the Kingfisher usually will not attack a boat if it's on a shoreline. It doesn't want to beach itself. The
It's
thing
not
may
gonna
be
be stupid enough to.
yes, the thing is a beast, but it's not a fool.
Everything has self-preservation.
Yeah. Well, you're saying this Madam Elway can keep your passage safe. And she just sort of
Yes.
nods.
It's very nice.
Well, then if she can guard you, we can guard ourselves by... I'm sure we have a mage on the ship that can cast some form of spider climb, get up on that rock, maybe set an explosive on it that's time delay.
Perfect.
No elf
And
would not destroy such a stone.
it's dangling on a cable, so it would have to be a very powerful explosion in order to actually damage it.
Maybe don't damage it, just jiggle it around.
That's what I'm saying. We'd have to set a charge big enough to make it light up. You said the Kingfisher responded to it when you just shot it with a crossbow, yes?
A
Yes, it's quite potently filled with chaotic magic.
It showed up within the minute.
Hmm. Interesting.
And I'm led to believe that these big beasties really like to divulge on chaotic magic. Or indulge
If
in chaotic magic.
Flair gets something that allows him to cast magic again, shouldn't. I mean, he's a mage.
We've already set that fire boy up with... Actually, he's not a boy at all. He's like an old man.
Very
We've
nice
actually
old
set...
man.
We've actually set him up with an arcane focus from one of the other mages that sadly passed away on the ship.
Although I don't think him around an explosive will be a good idea.
No, he almost lit a board on fire earlier just standing next to it. Boys
I have a
got
suggestion.
Man's got
Out of character.
Cassandra!
Sorry. Out of character, I have a suggestion spell, but I don't know if Failsy would know it.
We'll be able to set something up.
Well, at least
Also,
At
you
least
would
we
be
all
aware
have a
of any
plan.
spells you know how to cast.
Yeah, it's just I know a spell that's outside of her class, but it's
Oh,
The
since
idea
you're a
is-
sorcerer, you can only cast the spells on your spell list.
yeah.
Alright then.
So I can't suggest Cliff of Warding.
Nah, you would not know you would not know of that spell as you are not actually a cleric.
It's a wizard spell.
I thought Glyph of Warding was a cleric spell.
Also a cleric spell.
wizards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Used to be
Alright.
sorcerer.
Who just exploded?
My end.
Oh,
Yep.
there's the exploded
Fireworks.
Technically, Keta can learn Glyph of Warding too. It's a Bard, Cleric, and Wizard spell.
Yeah,
She should. It's really fun.
it's
I
very
have 3rd level spell slots.
soon, maybe.
Okay.
Alrighty then, but we can get something figured out for that. He still looks very skeptical of the concept that what to him at least looks like a fairly frail woman is going to be able to somehow stop the Kingfisher.
Let me put it this way. She's lived on this island for much longer than we have. Alone. I'm gonna take her word on this.
Living on this island alone doesn't mean you can deal with a monstrous being, but if you trust her, I'll let you.
She's very strong. Don't let looks deceive you.
But
Eh.
I think we would rather depart the island sooner rather than later.
Alright, then go speak with LV sisters then. If you intend to try to take her with you, then you'll have to talk to them.
Certainly, could you spread the word for us of anyone who needs to get to the mainland sooner?
1 second. And he just turns around.
So we'll plug our ears in case he starts yelling.
Yeah, he basically makes a call out into the crowd, saying, any able-bodied who wish to return to the Granum, or rather the Jezebeth mainland, report to basically the command center, like within the hour. I just don't feel like actually yelling.
Failsy kind of face palms.
Why does Felzy facepalm?
Because this is probably a terrible idea.
Probably. But it means you guys will get your chance to pick and choose some crewmen.
It gets us the people who are interested in leaving the rest first.
Yes.
I imagine we're pointed towards the direction of Elevie and her sisters.
Yes, you are. They're actually in the command center right now because Elevie, though she cannot speak right now, is still basically the woman in charge.
I'd like to do something as we're walking.
What would you like to do?
Kind of pull Lee back a little bit from the group walking, just as we're walking together.
We're hanging back. Okay, we're hanging back.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
She looks like she's trying to figure out how to word it.
Take your time, I'm listening.
Remember the thing we talked about during one of our watches about how, like, we never. her face turning bright pink. We've never truly actually, had a first kiss, either of us separately. Something during one of those.
I mean, I do remember that. He just sort of like looks around.
See if anybody's listening.
Pretty much. Yeah, I do remember that.
Don't worry about Brimstone. He really doesn't care much about those things.
Okay.
But before we leave this island, and I mainly say this island because it's like been very important. I kiss you.
I mean, I'm not opposed.
I don't want to do it out of the blue. That's weird.
I mean, I almost kind of wish you did, because now I'm thinking about it. And
I'd feel really bad about surprising you with it. That's something you don't surprise somebody with.
that's fair, I guess.
Is Fauzi anywhere near this?
They specifically
Display.
hung back.
Okay.
So I
Back
would
of the
say no.
group.
Just gonna shout, Kessa!
Uh, hmm.
Later, I'll do it.
Let's. Uh,
After realizing what she's really just done, her face is like completely now almost beet red, and she's like, "Oh fuck."
let's.
Continue walking.
Alrighty then. So we're gonna cut to everyone else.
Yep.
Alright, so everyone else who's continued walking forward would, within a few minutes, be brought to the central, the basically what is he's referred to as the command post, which is really nothing more than a large rock that people can stand on to be able to issue orders over a much larger area, because the sound doesn't get lost in the crowd as easily. But yeah, you do see Elevi and a few of her sisters there.
Travinci, upon approaching Elevie and the sisters, would give a bow.
Elevi does notice you and just sort of nods. You can see basically her entire head, or not her entire head, but pretty much most of her throat and up to her actual like nose is completely wrapped in bandages.
It's a pleasure to see you up and around again.
She sort of nods at you. One of the other sisters steps forward. Don't know which one it would be. I think it would be Treba. Would be this one. Yeah, I'll say it's just Treba. So, which I believe is the red sister. So she'll step forward. Hey, what can we do you for?
I'll keep this brief. We have a way off the island that could get us to the mainland a bit sooner than the castaway, but it can only carry a few people.
All right.
Since, from what I've heard, Elevie needs treatment from clerics on the mainland. We would like to offer her a spot on our way back out to Grainham in order to get her that treatment.
Elevie, what do you think? They all just sort of look at Elevie, who just seems to be contemplating the offer. They just look back at you. What is your method of getting off the island?
Failsy?
Magical unfolding lifeboat.
We
That's-
have. Sorry.
That's a very specific method of travel.
It's. It's a. It's a boat that we can deploy to get get ourselves a galleon off this island. And we have met a local who says that she can provide a distraction of the Kingfisher.
I'm assuming when you say local, you're referring to.
Her,
They all look
yes.
at Madame Elway. That elf you have with you.
Yes.
It's a bit
We
strange.
met her on the mountains.
An elf you found on the mountains. Interesting. And, a wood elf by the looks of it. That's strange, but I guess not too surprising.
And so we could potentially get some people off this island and away from here. And onward to the mainland by tonight.
You guys would be there by now.
I'd also like to put in an offer with the healing, with at least a decent enough word, to at least see a very powerful cleric of Grainham, Miss Ellaby.
Alright.
Least I could do to help.
It's up to you whether you wish to come with us, or if you would rather have some of you come with us and the rest take command.
Honestly, the quartermasters are doing a pretty good job here. Bless you. The quartermasters are doing a pretty good job here, though. I know Elway is not Elevy is not exactly thrilled at the concept of letting people command her ship out of his stead.
It is up to you. All of you have the option to come with us.
I realize that's what you're offering, I just know Elevy is stubborn. You could see the woman giving her a glare. But she actually, they actually sort of all sort of do a group huddle. Like the remaining sisters and Elevy.
Ah, yes,
Mhm.
sister huddle.
Yes, as you do. And then Treba turns back around after a few minutes. You did hear some rather intense discussion. Well, she seems willing enough. If only because we did get word of the other castaway making port back in Grainham.
Oh, that's certainly good news.
Yes, indeed.
Yes,
How did you get word?
We recently received a sending spell.
Then there's hope yet.
Unfortunately, and she gestures at Elevy. She is the one that received it, so we could not respond, but we at least did get word that the castaway arrived back at port. Though it was apparently in worse damage than our side.
At least it made to port. There's still hope. Hope
Yes.
for the people we care about.
Yes. So yes, Elevy Olive will join you, and I myself will come with you as well. My other sisters will stay here and help keep the men and women of this ship in high spirits.
Certainly. We appreciate your accompaniment.
Completely. I will make sure to give you the recommendation for the church.
We look forward to it. Alright then. Well, I only hope that whatever plan you have will actually work.
If it makes you feel any better, if it doesn't, we have a backup plan.
That's good to hear. I always do love a good backup plan.
Well, what should we be? When should we leave?
Well, we can leave whenever you need to, though I would like some rest at least. I've had to already use all of my magical potential for the day.
That is
Uh.
very understandable.
I say we
Also,
take the time to all gather what we need,
yes. And
leave tomorrow's first light.
sounds like a plan. You should probably get this ship out so we can have some actual crew members get it set up.
Yes, I really do need to get some data on whatever this is.
Yeah.
Fauzi says,
Uh,
opening the top, which is just a flap.
Question. Dravinche turns to Failsy. Do we want to deploy it here? Or do we want to deploy it where we moored? Where we end up on the beach? It'd be closer to hopefully execute Plan B.
Well, I don't mean to put a kibosh on that plan, but I believe you all came from further up the beach towards the Shipwrecked Cove area.
Yes.
In our exploration, there's a lot of rather jagged rocks there, and you might not be able to set out proper.
Considering our range of spells and or shot weapons, it wouldn't really matter unless we're setting up right underneath the giant crystal.
Yes. I suppose it will depend on what this ship supposedly is stocked with. If you do have cannons, then it might work better.
And we won't
Besides,
know until we deploy it.
yeah, I'm assuming this thing doesn't have guns. She says, turning the giant cube over.
Hard to say. That looks like a box.
So where the hell did they fit them in?
I mean, that's apparently a boat, so where the hell did they fit anything in? You know, the hell, that thing that doesn't exist in this world.
Yeah, do I have a word for afterlife that is bad?
Yeah, you just keep saying hell. It's fine.
We use heck in this.
What is that place that
That's called elsewhere.
it's like, is
That
that
is
hell?
technically where the afterlife is, because that's where spirits go.
Okay, so where and elsewhere did they fit them in?
Hard to say. Either way, if you deploy it here and then just sail along the coast, the beast should not attack you.
Well, I do want to see this boat in action. Hope it hasn't sprung a leak.
Hmm. Then let's Let's probably deploy it on the other side of the shore. On the other side of the
so-
shore from the castaway.
So you want to deploy it here?
Yeah, somewhere
Yes.
around there.
All right. Not
See how
too.
big this thing is.
So if you guys want to go ahead and just do that, nothing really stopping you. You know that if you wanted to go ahead and walk over there and get it deployed, you could then just return back and be able to see who is willing and able to go with you on the ship.
Just gonna stay at the command center, get a good, at least overview of how many people have come.
All right.
Felzy is
Like
in her
Kenta
mind-
have first pass at the
Hi.
recruits.
She already has one.
Probably smart.
The
In Felzy's mind, she's expecting the entire group. Just everyone wants to get on the boat.
So,
Alright.
So I guess Failsy, Dravince, and whoever else wants to go with them will just kind of go, okay, we'll be right back. And head off to go and deploy the boat.
For the sake of expediency, you guys can do that without much issue.
Assuming you just put it in the water while partially open, and it unfolds itself.
You basically have to walk it out into the water and basically start folding it open, and then it will just start to unfold itself. Not dissimilar to what happens when you put one of those Shrinky Dink toys in water, where it just sort of starts expanding. Yeah. If it were folding out any faster, it would actually be kind of scary because it would threaten to be falling on top of you.
Oh, you mean like those little dinosaur sponge toys?
I don't know why I called it a Shrinky Dink.
I thought a Shrinky Dink was a coin you put on a railway track.
Shrinky Dink is the opposite of the basically like the sponges or those like little towels that are like really compact, put them in water and they expand.
Ah, no, Shrinky Dink's putting money in the oven.
Anyway,
Anyway,
Honestly.
let me get you a boat out. Boat.
everybody look at us because we got a boat.
Good over there, Myth. Are you just experiencing a lot of the background noise?
Yeah, Myth, you're being very quiet. Are you okay?
Yeah, I just sneezed and forgot to unmute, and then forgot I was muted. So that's why you heard me sneeze the second time.
You've just been muted this whole time.
I've been trying. To
Well, I also haven't been saying anything.
I've been trying to mute when the big ones go off.
I find it funny. Myth was muted and then suddenly unmute. Then remute.
Yeah, it's because I forgot.
It's Splody Day, everybody. I'm sorry.
That's about right. There we go. There's your guys' boat. Yeah, you just
Looks
see the
kinda
boat slowly but surely fold itself out into a full-size galleon.
Okay, get some rope. Get it kind of. Make sure it's not gonna float out into the ocean.
Yeah, basically one of you has to immediately climb onto it and then just like drop the anchor so it stays in place.
Well, goddamn.
The anchor, like a lot of that's a lot of popping. The
Yeah.
anchor, like a lot of anchors in this world setting, because there is no like proper ocean bed to drop an anchor onto, is actually like a crystal buoy itself that when it falls into the water locks itself in place.
That's handy.
It's like an immovable rod that can handle a lot more weight.
Just Vinci staying back. That's a big boat. Oh. big for that little box.
Yeah. You're really curious as to how they were able to fit all this boat into that little box. And I'm guessing someone's going to take inventory of what is on this boat.
Yes. I also wanted to know, like, how many people can we actually take?
Since they were talking about that, Dravincia would help out as well. And drag Brimstone along because he knows boats more better. He knows boats and tight quarters better than Dravincia.
Okay.
Okay, we need you to take a look through this place.
Okay.
I'm having to just look something up real quick. Alright, so
Certainly.
yeah, as this is a galleon, you know this is actually not a massive galleon, it's a relatively small one, but it's just that make of ship. You know that typically this would have around the bare minimum it could the bare minimum it could probably get by with is a crew of 40. And that's like diverse roles. Though you might be able to get away with less, though you're not really sure how that would work.
Probably would not want to risk it.
Yeah. One thing you would note while taking stock of this ship is that it does have a few cannons, so not every port on the side of the sides of the ship is loaded. It's currently only has 3 cannons in each one out of a potential 8 it can have on either side.
Still has cannons we can use.
Yeah. And even then, that is a fairly small amount of cannon ports for a galleon. You actually notice this is the size of a galleon ship, but it's considerably less armored than a galleon should be. It is truly a mass trade vessel.
Don't get into any sea fights with this.
No. I say because a proper, even small galleon is supposed to have something akin to 30 gun ports on each side. This one only has 8. also
How
made
many
me
people
bold
you
enough to
said
go
were
on.
left over from the castaway?
About 200.
No, there's somewhere in the range of about 300 left.
Yeah, it's just 200 are still able-bodied.
Yeah, there are about 200 able-bodied men and women left.
Okay, so we could take a crew of 40 able-bodied and then take some of the non-able-bodied as well.
Yeah. You know for a fact, or Brimstone would know for a fact, as he has worked a ship before when he was in the military. Just based on how this ship is set up, because it's obviously designed to basically be a mercantile vessel, you could actually get away with crewing it with fewer people since most of the ship is storage space.
Mm.
So if you wanted to, you could probably have a crew of maybe 20 able-bodied just to basically take shifts to keep everything moving. And then you'd probably have enough space for another 30 to 40 just passengers. Though it would not be very comfortable as they would basically just be sitting in a shipping deck.
Mm-hmm.
And this ship is supplied with all of the materials needed to repair the ship. It does not have food.
Well, good thing we've got at least some food on us.
Yeah. Though not enough for that amount of people for a ship ride back. Because you are currently about a week and a half, probably more along the lines of, if the trade winds are actually fair, about a week away from making port. Actually, probably more on the lines of 4 days from making port back at
Okay,
Jessamine.
so the the rations, we've got enough for a full crew for 1 day.
I'm sure we can requisition food for crew from the castaway, or at least scrounge it up from the surrounding wildlife.
Lee can feed at least another 5 people.
This is all really depending on how many people are even going to come with us.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, you might be able to ask the people of the castaway if they can lend some food for the journey.
Yeah.
If there's any more of those, like,
But still, we got the numbers. So we'll go back to the control command center.
All right. And there is a group of probably 30 or so general like workers that are willing to head back that are still in good shape. And there seems to be
And
another 20 or so that look like people who really just want to go home. They don't look particularly fit as a fiddle. They actually, some of them look a little sick. But it's clearly people who just want to go back to the mainland. Yeah, you
No.
would recognize some of them as people you saw trying.
Uh-oh. Robot.
Sorry, actually, I could barely hear you. You horribly roboted.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yee.
Can hear you now.
Gonna make sure Andy is connected.
hi, I'm here,
All right,
Ow.
but
Just your
Go back
initial
over.
high blew out my headphones. It's
Alright.
okay now.
Alrighty then. So, of the people that have gathered, you notice that there are 20 able-bodied people who would actually be good for a crew. Plus, there are you guys as well. Then there are another 30 people who look particularly, not
I
particularly
thought
well
you said
off.
it was the other way around. 30 able-bodied, 20 non.
No, it was 2030.
Okay.
I mean, I think I said it this way.
it was the 2030. I distinctly remember in that one.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
My apologies. I misunderstood.
Oh, good. But yeah. So you do see that many people. Of the 30 that do not look particularly able-bodied, there are still a few that look like they could work, but quite a few of them either look sick or you actually would recognize some of the faces from people who are sort of spreading the idea of a potential mutiny at first, like when the castaway first made land. Like clearly people who just want to get back to the mainland.
Not a fan of bringing the sick people along. Just because they spread disease in a tight quarters.
When I say sick, I don't mean like plague sick. I mean like they look
They've been
like
beat the fuck up sick.
Yeah, they look exhausted sick.
Okay. Because even the common cold can be bad in tight quarters.
I'm aware. Like, do bear in mind, you guys have only been doing this for a few days. There hasn't really been a lot of time for proper sickness to set in.
Fair.
And even then, the sisters have been working adamantly to cure any sickness that pops up. Which is why they are all tapped for magic.
Mm,
But yes, you do have several crew hands. You guys got lucky with the rolls I made. One of the people who wants to go back is actually a master gunner.
sweet.
I did not roll a chef for you, however, you have
Lee.
a chef. You unfortunately do not have any of the other like appropriate positions for a ship. You don't even have a helmsman. Though Elevie is going with you, and she is a helmsman. She just can't speak right now, so you're not really sure how that's gonna work out.
Can't her sister
Are you
understand
gonna go
at
eat
least what
before
he's
mom?
saying?
You don't know how she understands what's going on in Elevie's head.
It's at least there.
You get that there is some amount of understand. Actually, is Keta still wearing the harmonics pin?
Yeah, she hasn't.
Oh, then you actually can hear Elevie talking.
Oh wow!
You would just occasionally hear Elevie's voice in your brain mumbling stuff.
I kind of, if while they're gone looking at the ship and Keta hears that, she immediately kind of turns around and like points at Elevie.
Yeah, you would just hear a very soft, yes, it is me.
Didn't know it could do that.
You do know it can do that. That's literally how it worked the first time you used it. You heard
First
the
time
voices in your head.
she didn't know it would also work with like the whole thing with Elevie.
Yeah, Elevie is wearing one of those pins. Her pin actually looks different. It looks fancier.
Kind of just give a thumbs up. And then go back to talking with the crewmates.
So you have a lot of actual just like deckhands. Actually have two people who are. Those explosions keep throwing off my brain.
I'm sorry,
It's not you. It's outside this house as well. You do actually have two people who are ocean fishermen.
mhm.
One who is actually a fisherman, and then one who is just a guy with a really nice fishing rod. So you do have a decent crew of at least people able to keep a ship running.
Alright. So Kenta just kind of makes herself known to those who are going to be traveling with them, to kind of like introducing herself and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Really
get
being kind.
Yeah, you get introduced to quite a few people. There's a lot of people. At least the various
So,
crew members actually seem fairly jovial still.
so we're looking at 50 people the ship can hold around
Uh,
there.
You're looking at 50 people willing to go with you. The ship can hold about 80 at most.
Okay, so we can take everyone.
Yeah, you can take everyone currently wanting to go with you.
Okay, good.
Oh. I don't think we have much else to really do besides, like, hey, this is the boat. We're gonna head out tomorrow.
The
I'm assuming you guys are going to basically acquisition some supplies from the castaway. Which
going
it's
to at least
lucky-
ask for food supplies to last the trip.
Which it is lucky that you guys did not get a full shipload of people, because then you would not have the space to store the food.
That is fair.
Fauzi also wants to try and requisition like training supplies for enchanting.
You're gonna have to make a persuasion check for that one, because
To see if
while
anything's survived.
while they do trust you, they don't necessarily think that's very necessary for where you're going.
Fauzi was only half trained, so he's like, I still want to learn that thing.
Fair enough.
Persuasion.
But yeah, go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Yeah, I'm just trying to.
After fails his persuasion check, Kenta would like to pull Morgan off to the side to have a quick chat with her.
How's a 20?
That'll be a success. Yeah, you do get some basic books on some more basic books on enchanting, the same type of books you were reading before to learn the task, and some various actual like scribing tools for which to use to make arcane inscriptions.
Okay, cool.
So nothing super complicated, but what you would need to continue trying to learn on your own.
So basic enchanting book set.
Yeah.
Um,
Write down that you have the basic enchanting book set and and an arcane scribe tool.
so Da Vinci would ask
Alright.
if
Go ahead. Sorry.
Yep.
If this is intended to be a conversation, I will say that I'm going to let Keta have her turn with Mordegun first. Or if you're just asking for
Oh.
requisitioning something, then go ahead and do that.
No, just a question. So, did the men bring back the pieces of the spider?
Yes, we were going to get to that after you guys got your crew.
Okay.
Bit of peace from the fireworks. I'd like to.
Shoot, girl, shoot.
So as they're kind of fussing about, Keta's gonna pull Morgan off to the side.
What is it?
I think I fucked up.
How so?
Kinda, maybe made things a lot more awkward between me and you know who.
Oh, between you and Lee? Sorry for the fireworks, everyone. It's Splody Day. Well, how so? How do you feel that it is you?
I asked if I could kiss him, and the things made things very awkward.
Oh,
My aunt always told me that if you want to kiss someone, you ask them if you can kiss them. You don't just kiss them.
your aunt sounds like a smart woman.
I mean, she is kind of the lady in charge of all that kind of stuff.
I don't think you screwed anything up there. Lee strikes me as someone who's not very experienced, so just give him some time. He'll probably come around.
Just feel a very deep-seated panic inside of my stomach, and I don't know what to do about it.
Sit down, breathe, take a minute.
I mean,
Keta. You're still very young. I mean, I know I'm only 9 years older than you, but let me tell you, those 9 years can make a difference.
also been allowed out of your house.
Well,
But I need some advice. It'd be weird of me to kiss him later, before we leave the island.
it might be, but if you feel like that's the right thing to do, sometimes you just have to go for what you want.
Okay. I can do it.
Although, Keta, please be careful.
What happened? Love.
You need to be careful with who you open your heart up to.
Okay, I get what you're talking about. I do.
Alright.
If you excuse me, I have to go find Madame Elway. Charles is getting very heavy on my head.
Alright.
Oh, I'm not.
I've been carrying you for hours. gonna dash off to go find Madame Elway to drop off her bird.
Alright, not that hard as... Actually, make a perception check. 'Cause you guys didn't realize something changed earlier. At least I don't think you guys realized it.
And I have a passive perception of 14.
You don't find Madame Elway.
Charles,
She's over there.
I see where he's maybe pointing with his beak or something.
He's pointing to what appears to be a wood elf priestess.
Gonna make her way over.
Oh, hello.
Hi. To give back Charles, he's very heavy on my head.
Sorry about that.
Oh no, it's okay. He's very nice. He doesn't bite often.
You better not bite. I've trained him not to. No
Here's
biting.
I figured you like your friend back.
Yeah, she'll take him back.
I get to kind of wave and then turn around and go off.
Alright then, goodbye.
Bye.
Alright. Random, but alright.
Expect her to question most stuff.
Fair enough. Alrighty then, so do y'all want to just get everyone loaded onto the ship after you've had your evening's rest?
Actually, when everybody has done a thing at night, Kat is going to do her thing with Lee before they leave.
Alright. You were getting ready to say something as well, Dravince?
So there were two things I wanted to ask about. One was, so if because we have spare room, if there be anything that anyone would think of that would be good to bring off of the island, either be it a historical example or something that could be shown as, hey, we went to the Kingfisher Island, here's information about it, so that we or here's something about it, so that foolhardy people don't have to continue risking their lives to chart this uncharted place.
You do have a giant mechanical spider corpse that has been brought to camp.
And the second part was about that giant mechanical spider corpse.
That has been brought to camp.
Has it been
Is it-
brought with all the pieces?
Make a roll. See how careful they were. Just a general. Oh yeah, they were pretty good. Danny's dice are saving you all.
Yay! Thank you,
All right.
Danny.
You're welcome.
Yeah, there doesn't really seem to be anything missing when you guys do a look over it all.
Okay, and we also still have the crystal with the gear that from the big
Yes,
spider.
You do. You do still have that.
Okay, so let's hear. I've got a chunk of the golden crab shell,
Yes.
the bloodstone. Brimstone has the ice quartz crystal seed. We've got porcelain armor, golden gears, jar of golden threads, lenses, the mechanical spider of its whole in pieces.
You see that there are occasionally people who are trying to reach over and take pieces of it when they think no one is watching, but then Gaston is actually the person to slap their hand away.
Basically,
one of his
no, that's
crystals
not yours.
That's not yours. That's not yours. No stealing. Slap.
Which very much appreciated. Okay, so
Gaston, unlike his name and appearance, oh, there goes my mouse. Gaston, unlike his name and appearance sake, not actually a bad guy.
I'm wondering if should is there anything that the scouting parties have found that would be maybe good to bring back?
You see, a lot of them have brought back more of these weird mechanical beasts. Other
All
than
the
that,
same that we've seen.
there are wolves, a couple more spiders, though none nearly of the size of what you guys have fought. And you do notice a couple of these things are actually what you got, Dravinche and Motogun encountered at first, where they look weirdly real, but they aren't.
Oh, there's some of the ones like what was on my head.
That one freaked me out.
At one point, and this actually happens as you guys are trying to gather up all your supplies, a scouting party does emerge from the forest, uh, basically dragging behind them a giant mechanical snake.
Huh.
And
Well
I'm
then.
talking like 20 feet long.
That's got Fauzi's attention.
Yeah, it looks like a huge constrictor or a giant constrictor snake, the enemy, but it's just made out of gold and porcelain.
Well, that's certainly interesting.
So I'm thinking it might be good to bring some of these on the boat, if not for a pastime of investigating it, can also be for reverse engineering when we have more time.
I would love to take one of these home and show my family.
You
As
would
we
note, however, the only reason they seem to be able to drag this thing is because there is about 10 people with cords dragging that snake. And they are very burly men.
That's going to be difficult getting on the boat.
Nigh impossible.
In other words, DM says no to having Snake.
It is too heavy, I am sorry. There is no logical way you guys could get that on your ship.
It's a pipe dream, but it's like imagine
But
taking
still
that home
got-
to the temple.
Got the smaller ones that could be loaded on the Castaway.
Maybe.
You could strike a deal with them to still get your Robo Snake.
Fauzi would very much like that, but it's kind of
You get the feeling they're probably going to take it back with them anyways, most because it's made of gold. Or at least as far as they're aware, it's made of gold.
I hate to see it go, and I'm pretty sure they're just going to scrap it on the ship anyway.
Okay. So, of the smaller spiders and or wolves, what do we want to bring with us? My thought is wolf, because if we could turn it to our side. Gold wolf companion, yes.
Sounds pretty reasonable.
Can one of you pick high or low, actually?
Hi.
Alright. Good. You would actually see that with that same snake, there is actually 2 more men that come out of the forest that have one of those golden wolves that is still moving. They've simply, like, banded it with cords.
What are you thinking?
Just thinking it's risky, but that would be an incredible thing to be traveling with.
Yeah, it doesn't break out. They'll have to keep it on the ship.
Can I have the wolf?
I can see if maybe I could persuade it. You've seen how I am with animals before. Above game, that's me saying in character that Morrigan's got proficiency in animal handling.
You say as if that is the thing used to control a robot.
Yeah.
Morrigan doesn't know that!
Fair.
I don't know if that thing is going to exactly behave like the animal it's based on, considering it doesn't have much of the same needs. At least I assume.
Well,
Brimstone, you're good at the tinkering stuff. Why don't you stick your hand up its butt?
Because I don't want to lose it.
What did they teach you in robotics class? Don't fist android girls.
damn, I was about to make that joke.
Well, now you're the one who gets cut off. Anyways. But he is.
Well, you go and secure that robot. I am going to go see if I can find a fireboy.
Alright.
She says, wandering off to find Flair.
I'm gonna go sit down for a bit.
Alright.
Investigate the wolf.
Quick question, how much later do you want to go tonight? Because we are already at 10 o'clock. I more asked this of Armored because I know you're the one with the most pressing matters.
I'm willing to go for a bit longer, but not too much.
Alright, would you please set a time?
Another half hour.
Alright, we can do that. I can at least wrap up the conversations before you guys, so I can appropriately have this episode named Setting Sail, because the episode will end with you guys heading sail.
Certainly.
Alright. Alright then. Just to make this easier to follow, everyone who has something they want to do, roll initiative. And that will determine who gets to go first.
Okay.
10.
Excuse me.
10.
I'm willing to put mine at the bottom just because mine's technically later in the night.
Alright, so
And
we'll
failsies.
go Motogun, then Draventia and Failsy can decide which one of you guys want to go first. And then Andy / Kenta. So Motogun, what are you doing?
She's actually interested in the whole idea of having the gold wolf actually traveling with them, so she's wanting to try to see if she can, like, get it to behave.
Alright, so you're basically just gonna go up to these people who have this wolf hog tied and try to Disney princess this shit?
More like not evil queen this shit.
I understand my reference more because I don't understand your reference at all.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Given Draventia would be doing similar, would he be with her?
I mean, would you?
I would assume so.
I mean, that's entirely up to you.
Yeah?
Alright then. So Draventia is with you.
Alright.
So tell me, what will you do to try to not so evil queen this wolf?
Just because it's been her own experience, she's going to try speaking to it in Dwarvish.
Okay.
Because that's one of the languages she knows. I can pop my language proficiency on the screen if you need me to.
I believe that you know Dwarvish.
I can still pop it on screen for
Okay.
chat. and stream.
Gotcha. Alrighty then. So you're going to go up to the thing and try speaking to it in Dwarvish. What do you say?
Basically. Alright now. Surely you'd rather just get to travel around and see things than end up possibly getting the same treatment that your other friends have gotten, wouldn't you?
Alright, go ahead and make an animal handling check at disadvantage.
Okay. It's a 10. Not terrible.
Alright. Did you just start to say something, Arbor? It sounded like you got cut off.
Nope, not at all.
Alright. Alright. It seems to hear your words, but not really react to them. It just sort of snarls at you. Then one of the people carrying it just sort of give you a very confused look as you're talking to this metal animal.
What, do they understand Dwarvish?
No, they just see you talking to a dog that's made of metal and are confused why you're doing it.
And switching back to common. Well, that didn't particularly work.
What are you even trying to do?
Well, it just seems a shame to have to keep whatever this is tied up. I mean, if it could be persuaded to work with instead of against, then wouldn't that be more advantageous?
I suppose, but I don't know how you intend to get a whatever this is to listen to you.
Eh,
Mind if I have a go?
sure, go for it.
Da Vinci, like, I'm assuming that, or are the guys still holding it up, or is it just
Yeah,
kind of on the
they
ground
still have it
restrained?
hogtied.
Um, given given the disassembly of the spider, would Da Vinci have a inclination as to where would be the kind of central processing unit be?
You'd assume somewhere in the head, or maybe in the very center of its chest. But bear in mind, this creature has a drastically different anatomy to those spiders. And if I remember rightly, you guys didn't actually disassemble the wolves that you fought previously, you just sort of left them.
Yeah,
That-
we're kind of traveling, so we could.
That's true. We did not disassemble the wolves, but could at least recognize a portion of similar design.
Yeah, with the spiders, most of them had what you would consider to be their driving mechanisms in their torso or in their head.
Yeah, but it's a spider. The head is kind of in the torso.
Well, they have like a section body.
So Da Vinci is first going to kind of slowly move his hand back and forth, kind of gauging how it reacts, the motions the gears take to get an inclination of where the central processing unit is.
I mean, this thing is not currently disassembled, so all you see it doing is like looking at your hand and then looking at you.
So I can't really see what I can't insight. I cannot insight the wolf.
You can try to, but it would be a disadvantage because you don't really know how this thing is reacting or how this thing should react. Yeah, you don't really. Again, the only thing you can assume is that it's in the head.
Hmm. Is there anything externally visible from the gaps in the porcelain armor?
Externally visible? Make a investigation check on this being. This is not a disadvantage.
19.
Ooh, not bad at all. You're looking at this thing and like as it's sort of like trying to thrash against the bindings on it, you do sort of get a peek in between the armor plating of it. This is considerably less like how the spiders were, where it was just basically long metal rods with single cords going all the way through them to act as a pulley to make the arm close. And the rest of it was basically controlled by gears and pivots. This
Mm-hmm.
is actually more long bundled cords that almost resemble muscles. But on that token, you can't really see into into its internal components because it's
Mm-hmm.
surrounded by these bundles of cord.
Hmm.
Um,
I have an idea that I don't know would work, and it's probably very stupid.
all right then. By the way, just because of the reaction earlier, I'm going to ask this. Is Felsley also there? Because I thought you said you were interested in this wolf as well.
Well, I kind of wanted to see if I could recruit Flair.
Oh, okay, that's what you were doing right now. Gotcha.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of like, oh, I have a perfect spell that could help, but I'm not there.
All right then. All right. Sorry, I was just checking because I know you said you were interested in this as well, so I didn't know if you were wanting
Yeah.
to go with them at first and then go find
Well, I was
Flair.
going to assume that they could try and I'd help out later, but if they can't get the wolf, then yeah.
All right. Well, do bear in mind you're probably going to get the opportunity to help them later, anyways. Because we'll see what they do. So, what was it you were wanting to do now, Da Vinci?
Um. I want to. Hmm. So my idea is to kind of reset the central processing unit, given the cabling, the material, the metal that's made out of.
I hate
That
to be this person, but how would your character have any concept of that?
he wouldn't. Just the idea is to try to give it a elect. The idea was to try to give it an electrical shock, but given multiple factors, and like you said, Da Vinci would not think about trying to electrocute it from the inside.
Also, it's not your wolf yet.
What?
I'm assuming that it belongs to whoever.
Yeah, you guys
Is
haven't even
currently holding it?
consulted the people who captured it.
You're currently just sitting in front of it, like staring at it.
They're just
I'm
sort of
assuming-
staring at you guys. But go ahead and make an intelligence check to see if Da Vinci could come up with that concept.
Nope.
Yeah, unfortunately, you don't have enough experience with this type of creature to have any sort of real concept of resetting its central processing unit. I mean, the shocking it thing might come to mind, but that's less resetting its processing unit and more physically conditioning it to obey your commands. But that seems kind of cruel to you.
And it would be showing a card that he doesn't want to show to everyone.
Yeah. I'm sorry, it's just like I understand why you as a player think that, but there's no reason why your character would have that concept.
And that's fair. What do you intend to do with this?
I'm assuming you're asking that of people.
Yes.
Well, we figured we take it back to the castaway, keep it contained for now, and when we can take it back to the mainland, we can always, I don't know, turn it over to some mages and see what they can figure out from it.
Do you mind if we take it back to the mainland?
Oh yeah, I did hear Gaston say something about people leaving. I guess that's you guys.
Yeah. It would keep it at lower risk of getting across a lot of people.
All right then. I don't know though. Kind of hoping to make some coin off of it, honestly. You can go ahead and try to make a persuasion check to see if you can get this man to deny his desire for coin. Now roll his insight.
Or pay him.
Morrigan, do you want to assist Da Vinci?
Yeah.
Alright. So I'll allow you to make this at advantage.
Alrighty. 16.
The roll for him.
The
Ah, you beat him. Roll the 7.
Oh, a bit of coin. What's? Oh, come on. You think this is gonna be that much of a hassle?
I mean, I think it'll be a lot of coin, but at the same token, keeping it alive while we're also still trying to repair the ship is going to be a hassle.
It would be too much. Can offload it now? Besides, you have a lot of other high value items, iron weight that are a lot less mobile.
Yeah, look at that thing. And he points at the snake that everyone has dragged into camp now. Thing's fucking huge.
Exactly.
It's
And
really hard to kill, too.
how about this as for letting us have this? There's an even bigger one. Not a snake, but a spider.
The spider you guys disassembled?
No, the even bigger one.
Oh yeah, the big spider you guys couldn't drag back with you.
Yes.
Alright, I'm listening.
Derventia would kind of give him some directions. And in there, there's going to be a couple of easy, not moving, little damaged, some spiders, one bigger than that snake. That's a lot of gold there.
I'm picking up what you're putting down, I'm picking it up. Alright. I'll play this game, so are you wanting to keep this thing alive? We can just off it now and that would be a lot easier for you guys to transport it.
Let's keep it alive for now. I want to know how a resident spellcaster might think of it.
Alright, can do. Guess we'll go ahead and load it up onto your ship for you.
In a cage would be lovely.
We'll leave it on the spit. Can't really put this thing in a cage, we don't have a cage made for it.
That's fair.
We'll find a way to secure it down though, keep it from moving, don't worry.
Alrighty.
In before you go onto your ship the next day and this thing has just been tied like a... just tied straight up like a boar over a fire just onto one of the cannons. Literally unable to move.
Now here I'm thinking that it's also tied to something sticking in the cannon, so it's like, okay, you try getting out of here and Puppy goes flying.
They literally just put it into a cannon, then like slid a cannonball in front of it so it can't get out. That's awful.
Oops. Oh no, we're under attack.
That's terrible.
Fire the dog! Projectile dog weaponry.
What is this, Final Fantasy now?
Yes.
Oh god, now I'm just thinking of someone using, like, just dog-shaped head cannons, like cannibals, and having them animated so they bite into people's ships,
It's so pointless.
just start burrowing in.
Alright. That's probably what they actually do, is essentially just tie it onto a cannon so it can't move.
Okay.
For future reference, you guys have a mechanical wolf tied to a cannon on your ship.
Yes, we shall deal with that later.
Alrighty then.
I'm gonna have to make a list of, like, now ship things.
Who wants to be in charge to making a list of ship things? Because I'll just add it as a handout to your page.
Who wants that?
Who feels like being responsible?
I've been making small lists of everything that we've picked up. It's mostly going into my treasures pile, like my treasure box.
It's going into Failsy's Shiny's pile.
I mean, the big box that says treasure on it is just a list of stuff, like everything we pick up on, like the puzzle box. Now
Oh
camp.
my god, your bio page is crazy. So much information.
Hmm?
Alright.
Oh, did you actually read my page?
Yeah, I like opened it to see what you were keeping list of, and there are just everything. All right.
Is it good to take notes?
It is very good to take notes. I'll just give all of you access to it in case you want to edit it.
Okay, that's probably better. We'll name it later.
Fireworks have finally lulled down for a bit.
Behold, you now all have access to ship notes.
Ship notes.
This is not to be used to talk about Dravince X Morrigan and Keta X Lee.
No, that's just the game chat.
Alright.
Now, if we want that, I can make a Google Doc.
Alright,
I'm joking.
I know. Just to keep moving along though.
Yep.
Next
Failsy.
would be Failsy. You are going to talk to Flair. Luckily, he's not very hard to find, as people tend to avoid him because he is very warm to be around. You guys are on, although it's rainy right now, a fairly warm beach.
I'm assuming I think it's Cassandra.
Yeah,
Who's
Cassandra is
his-
nearby.
Yeah. Ah, there you are.
Are you walking up to Cassandra or to Flair?
Both, if they're near each other.
They're kind of near each other, but even Cassandra is kind of keeping away from Flair right now. Again, very warm.
I suppose she'll go. Given their relationship, Belzy assumes that if she can secure Flair, she'll get Cassandra.
Probably. Those
But
two
it's
do
like-
seem to stick with each other.
So it's like convince Flair first.
Alright. Yeah, so you walk up to Flair, and the moment you enter within about 5 feet of him, the temperature suddenly increases about 20 degrees. It's like straight up walking into a sauna.
It always feels like home with you.
That is an interesting concept.
I lived in the desert.
That would make sense. What did you want to talk about?
Just seeing if you would like to join us on our little escape ship.
Oh yes, I did hear some word about that. Don't know particularly if I feel like joining you. I wanted to go to Tezverel, but honestly, at this point, it feels like we're all heading back to Brainham anyways.
Yes,
Or at
that's
least
what
back-
I've heard.
Yeah, so at least back to Jezebeth. I
Seems
don't
like-
mind in the ship out anyways. Sorry, I did not mean to cut you off.
That's fine. So, would you rather like to get back to getting Grainham sooner, or with the rather patchwork job that they're putting together to get the Castaway back?
Mm. I suppose I could come with you all. I'm not in a particular rush, but I saw the group flocking to the ship you're carrying, and you don't really seem to have too many of the arcane innate with you. Magic is very important on these ships.
So it would seem. And you seem to have your arcane focus back now?
Oh yes, I found another one. A nice piece of fire quartz. Ironic, but it works.
I
don't
never
see
leave
why-
home without mine.
Fair enough. I don't see why I couldn't join you all. Bless you, Cassandra.
You coming with, Cassandra?
I don't see why not. Honestly, kind of bored. You all seem like you're pretty fun, so I don't see why I wouldn't come with you.
What was
You all
that?
seem fairly on board.
What was that town called? I don't think I actually noted it down because it was a part of Felsey's dream.
Which town?
The one that's all grey and
Oh,
has a little girl.
Fellhaven.
Yeah, we're kind of planning to travel to Fellhaven once we get back to Raynham.
You see Cassandra Grimace? I don't like that town.
No, I don't. I never got the impression that it was a very nice town.
Oh, trust me, it's really not. It's really, really not. I mean, I was born there and I don't like it. And even then, I've heard it's gone even further down the shitters recently. Something about a new man in power that's been like a total totalitarian dickhole.
Yeah, we've been given some rather an urgent task there to help someone out.
Hmm.
I'm vague on the details on why or what, but
You probably have reasons. I mean, I can't say I'm particularly enthused to go to Fellhaven, but I can at least join you to head back to Jezebeth. I mean, can't promise we'll stay with you, as I just said, but we can help you
see
all the
how
way.
that sounds fair enough. At least you'll be able to get a better, faster ship to where you need to go.
I mean, we're actually kind of going the exact opposite way me and Flair need to go. We're heading back to Tesverel to get back to a job.
Oh, what sort of job?
Flair's a crafter, and Flair's a metal worker, and I'm a leathersmith by trade.
Like making armors or just things made of that stuff?
General leather work. I can make armor, but I mostly work with like rare and exotic leathers. I actually made Flair's armor for him. Keeps him from
Very nice
lighting
work.
people on fire. On accident, at least. He can still do it on purpose.
Felsey looks over. It's like, was there any mittens in that outfit?
Yeah, Flair does have gloves.
I'm thinking like big oven mitts.
No, they're like leather gloves, but they're like
Yeah.
seemingly stitched almost as if they were like made around his hands. Like they're that perfectly fit to him. Yeah, he doesn't take it off very often. Luckily, he doesn't really ever seem to smell, since smells don't really survive at that level of heat. He always just sort of smells
Unless
like
it's trapped
like
in there.
leather.
Felsey just wanders aloud. It's like, unless it's trapped in.
I mean, I wouldn't know, and I'm not going to question it. I'd just rather not know, to be honest. Right, we're already at 10:30.
Well, we're over there at the New Galleon. Really need to give that ship a name. Unless it's got a name. I need to go check. Wherever the boat, if you want to come with.
All right, we'll meet you over there. Armored, I know you said you wanted to go till 10:30. I would say go ahead and back out for the night and say your goodbye, because I feel like the thing with Keta and Lee is going to take a little bit.
I really want to do that tonight, please.
All right.
mean, just to get it
I
done.
apologize.
It's okay. It's
Nothing wrong,
understandable,
Armored.
dude.
It does not help that we started an hour late because of me.
All right.
Have a good
Well,
night.
good night and rest of section.
Yeah, it's not
Good
going to
night.
go too much longer, and you'll of course be able to listen back to it on the VOD.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we'll eventually just ship out at the end. Bye.
Yep. Talk to you later, Armored.
Good night, Armored.
All right then. So you've managed to recruit both Flair and Cassandra, a rather decently leveled ranger who finally has ammo for her crossbow, and Flair, who you're not sure what level he is, but clearly a very powerful sorcerer.
Peace.
Hey, Flag might be able to help her do enchanting training.
He was learning as well.
Alright.
And so we pan upwards into the sky, and then back down as we see
Later that night.
Keta and Lee around a campfire that they've somehow managed to sequester only for them.
I mean, if anybody else was here, they could be. It's just like, okay.
No, Lee set one up specifically for you two.
Okay. So, I assume they've eaten everything. It's just kind of now chilling out for the night.
Yeah. Lee cooked your food, as you do.
Keta had been up and kind of gathering some errant shells of kind of pretty things.
Rolls the encounter dice.
No.
Keta is Eden. No, not really.
Kind of taking Gun's advice after kind of coming back and setting down her little finds. Just kind of pump herself up mentally, can she give herself inspiration?
Keta.
Oh, as she's like talking in her head, she's like, oh wait, what? Hi.
About what you said earlier.
Hi.
1 second. He actually like turns around and you see him like shove something into his mouth and like begin to chew rapidly. Like you see him then sort of like this takes him about a minute process to do as he's just chewing on something that he proceeds to just partially spit out, partially swallow.
Kind of tilting her head off to the side, like, what are you doing? Okay.
All right then.
Okay.
About what you asked me earlier.
Okay.
I'm still not opposed. If you wanted to.
And I'm not very tall.
I mean, we're both sitting, but I can do that.
She was standing before.
Oh, you're standing. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to insinuate that you're short.
It's okay. I know I'm short. Trust me.
I'm very nervous. But
Puts her
Yeah,
hands on either sides of his face and then just kisses him.
I'm very nervous, but oh,
And it's like, all right, okay, I did it.
taste of mint. As
Figured.
just a second before that, he was literally chewing on mint. So roll a composure check for Lee, which I guess would be a wisdom saving throw.
For Keta?
I'm just rolling it for Lee to see how he reacts. You're determining of how your own character reacts.
It's like, alright, oh fuck, I've done this. I'm doing this. I'm doing this. And then, like, after a amount of time,
Alrighty then, Lee. You have literally no bonus to your wisdom stat.
It'll pull away. Like it's like it's like a small long.
Lee actually keeps his cool. It's like, alright, that wasn't so bad.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad.
But I was talking to Gaston, and he said a man should also initiate the kiss. So he's actually going to like stand up, and
Okay. Hi.
I'm gonna make a sleight of hand check for Lee and see how this goes.
You can't just go fall flat on her ass.
What a perfect time for a nat 20. That is an abnormally perfect time for a nat 20.
Oh my god.
So he does like the full like dip and sweep thing, and like just brings you in for like a like romance novel cover kiss.
Oh, this is firstly Keta's like I'm now having.
Perfect. You rolled a nat 1 on your wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, it's like just the entire like there's just a squeaking like oh fuck.
And after he pulls away after a second, just like, was that alright?
She nods because she can't really like think to form words. She's smiling brightly.
Okay, once he notices that, he's just like, alright. I did good. And he just sort of like sets you back down on your butt. Alright. I did alright.
I did all right.
Didn't screw up. And he does like a little fist bump.
That was very nice.
Yeah. Just gives you a wide, still very toothy, but slightly less toothy than normal grin. Because he can actually put his lips over his half of his face now.
Oh, before we headed off to bed, I wanted to talk to you about your tooth. My mom did a thing when I lost my first and I wanted to do that for you because it's supposed to be a good luck charm, and basically you make it into a necklace.
Oh, my tooth?
Yeah.
I mean, Orcus tusks aren't exactly something you have to be too concerned about. They grow back pretty quick.
No, it's just still something that you can have on you. It's a reminder that you technically flew.
Face?
It's something kind of smart, I guess. And then it's just bad trajectory.
Kind of smart, I guess.
She doesn't know how to explain how it works.
Fair enough. I just love that form of explanation.
Nice.
Alright, I can do that. I can wear my own toothless necklace.
You can also give it to Gond if you find him again.
Yeah. That'd be a weird present, though.
It's something that it's like you have to keep or you give to someone as a good luck charm or something to remember you by.
I guess that's fair.
Fine.
I mean, I could probably pull the other one out and give him a set. He actually starts to reach into his mouth.
Just hand away.
Are you not gonna stop him from trying to pull
She
his own tooth out?
swats his hand away.
Okay, I thought you said you just hand him it.
She swats his hand. Step it.
But you might want a set.
It's not worth hurting yourself over.
I guess.
Besides, We can work with the one we have right now.
I mean, it's really not hard to pull these out.
I like the way you sounded before with both of your tucks in, so it'd be a while till I hear you say that.
He has a half contemplative face as he's like seriously considering yanking his other tooth out, but also understanding what you just said.
Let me show you how to make the necklace, and we could probably get sleep tonight without everyone shooing us away.
Yeah.
Give him a kiss on his cheek as she gets to work showing him how to make a necklace of his tooth.
I actually do need to pull my other tooth out though.
Their tusk?
Yeah, like the base of their tooth has to come out.
And I could try. I don't know how I can help, but I'll be there with you.
I mean, really just get in there. It just could get infected if the base of the tooth is still in there.
I shall let him do that. And
Terrifying dental work aside. Yeah, basically you have to get rid of the root of the previous tooth to let the other one grow in. He's able to do that on his own, though.
she's just gonna sit there and kind of make a nice little necklace out of his tusk.
Not too hard to do because, as mentioned before, Lee has abnormally large tusks.
Half tempted to kind of like just test wear it, like see how it looks and if it holds up to like moving.
Yeah. Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check with advantage because Lee is helping you. See how well you make this necklace. Ooh, pretty good, very good. Yeah, it holds up pretty nice. It's got a pretty simple leather cord strap around it, but it looks nice. It's very primitive, very orcish looking. The type of accessory you'd expect an orc to wear.
The second Keta's kind of wearing it and just kind of like giving it a few good tugs and twists and all that kind of stuff.
Actually, why don't you keep that one, Keta?
Sure.
I mean, I'm sure while I'm traveling with you, that I'll end up losing another tooth somehow.
I kind of think.
It just gives you a look like, given what happened in these few days we've been around each other, I'm going to end up losing another tooth.
She kind of just nods like, yeah.
Let's just hope that it's me losing a tooth and not you, because mine all grow back.
Mine go back too. It's just mine are kind of more dull at some ones. Like the ones that hurt than anything else.
I mean, yours need magic to grow back. Mine will just grow back.
I don't get punched in the face.
Yeah,
But-
don't do that. Don't get punched.
I don't want to.
I prefer if you didn't get punched. Like, if I can like stick my face in front of a fist coming towards yours, I will do so.
Sweetly.
Alright.
We should get some sleep.
Yeah.
Again, it's kind of bunkered down with Lee like she normally does.
Alright. Have a warm glass of milk.
Wait, is he offering me a warm glass of milk?
Yeah, he has 2 warm glasses of milk.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Because, you know, it's Lee. He somehow finds food.
She's decided not to question it at this point.
So
Yeah.
where
it's
are the
worth it.
cows?
No one said it was cow milk. It is cow.
Eh.
It's
No one says
spider
cow
milk.
milk. Ew.
It's spider milk. Milk freshly from spiders.
It could be a goat.
There are also deer on this island. Reindeer milk is very expensive and quite good, apparently.
What? No, never tried it.
I only know that from Bizarre Foods.
Which of the sisters were joining us? I'll wait till after the stream.
Elevie and Treba.
I don't think I have that name. The second name.
Treba. Do
Trevor?
you need to know how it's spelled?
Yeah, I was just marking down like all the people that are on the ship. Trevor. Oh. 11
She
names.
is the sister that wears red clothing.
But
Just marked off. I don't know how much food we'll get, but we haven't been given that yet, so I'll just wait till after the stream. Marking all-
For the
This
sake
is
of brevity, you guys have been given food enough to sustain you on the trip. Some of it basically in the form of salted packed rations, and others in the form of more of those jars of nourishment beads.
Yeah, I was just going like food and just in brackets in days.
Yeah,
So, like-
you have enough food for your crew for a week.
Okay, so is that 10 days or 7?
That for this world, that actually would be 10 days. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's also a thing I need to clarify with you guys. Do keep in mind, a month in this world is 90 days.
Okay.
Because
So we had much
there are
more
4
time.
months. There are 4 months in a season of this year. Or there are 4 months in a year. They're divided basically into seasons. I feel like I made you guys think you were more rushed than you actually were by not properly explaining that before.
Just gonna add that to my growing list of notes.
Month and season are interchangeable words in this game setting.
That's all I wanted to do.
You guys are currently, if I remember right, you guys are currently like halfway through the spring season, though. So you're like, I'd have to look up on the calendar I have for this game what day exactly you're on in the spring season. But you've got until basically the end of spring to get this quest. That would be the impression you've been given.
Okay, 10 days to a week, 90 days to a month, and 4 months to a year.
Yep.
Okay.
I need
Just-
to make like a Word Excel document of the actual calendar of this world.
My allies and organization notebox is a fucking text document.
It is. Alrighty then. Was there anything else anyone else wanted to do real quick? Or shall
Nah,
we
I'm
just
good.
go to the next day and move ahead?
Did anybody see Keta and Lee? I just want to know.
I was half tempted to just random gunshot in the distance, but no, Brimstone
I
wouldn't care.
feel like Brimstone is too occupied with like doing the inventory on this ship.
Yeah, that too.
Also the fact that alive one of those wolves has been brought onto the ship.
Yeah. Brimstone is definitely concerning himself with keeping that away from the potentially hazardous situation of it getting loose.
Yeah, they very firmly strapped it down onto a cannon.
Yeah, but yeah. In any case, Brimstone is too occupied with other things to give a shit.
On the plus side, you get your first pick of the beds on the ship.
You goddamn right I do. Although he'll probably give his one up for somebody who is in
Wanna
more
make
need
a
of it.
charisma check for that, Failsy?
Probably.
Make a charisma check for that.
Oh, sorry. I thought you wanted to. I misheard you. I thought you wanted to. You were asking if I wanted a spell check on.
I was saying a charisma check
Yeah,
for the flirting.
charisma
I mean,
check.
if you want to deal with spells, but that's coercion.
Just charisma or
Yeah, this would just be flat charisma. Oh, dice! No, dice!
I'm
Oh
sorry.
no!
Have you seen Gaston? Ah, never in a million years.
Bowsy did not bring her A game.
I feel like she just like started trying and just hissed at him and then just nope.
Oh no!
Unless she made herself that easy that it's like, it's a shooting gallery in here now.
I
Yeah,
mean,
and then he
here's the
shoots her
thing.
because she's fisting at him.
do you want to bend a little bit of fate?
Why not? I haven't done that in a while.
Roll another d20.
Get that out of my way.
I mean,
It's
it's
that
a
would be
12.
That
12.
plus 4, 12.
Yeah, it's a 12 instead of a nat 1.
You have been beat by 1.
I guess he's not bringing A
He
game
rolled
either.
a 7. He's just looking, just like, all right. Only if you're okay with my second in command joining us.
Okay, but I don't think.
Oh my god, are we getting LeFou?
Oh, is it,
Not
Now,
quite
is he-
LeFou, not the
is
same looking in person.
is he joining or is he just singing?
Yes.
Oh,
he's
God,
singing.
it's like-
He's singing the sexual exploits of Gaston.
No. What?
And Twitch ban.
No, you'll get me
Yeah.
muted.
Yeah, that's what I
It
said.
would-
And
It would not in any way get you VOD muted because it would be a completely different song that would get you in other kinds of trouble.
yeah, well, in any case, let's not run afoul of Twitch.
Talk about it after game. Anyways,
Bowsy has no issue with
all right. So Phil's is
additional
busy.
partners.
Yeah, I was like, that's not a deterrent. We'll see.
All right, Phil's is busy for the rest of the night, and we cut to the next morning as everything fades to black, and you guys wake up and basically get ready to set sail, and
Okay.
you start to set sail. We'll resolve some other issues next game.
First thing she does when she gets on the ship is catch a claims a bed for both her and Lee.
Like, by the time you're awake, Lee has already claimed a bed because he found the biggest one
Yeah.
that isn't already claimed by someone else.
So, just
And
to double
she's just
check,
generally sharing.
are there any rooms, or is it like,
Yeah, there are actual
Um,
quarters.
okay,
There's about 30 crew quarter rooms that aren't like the captain's quarter.
yeah, that actually fits kind of well because we have 20 able-bodied and 11 named characters.
Yeah,
So, you know,
it
and
actually works out
I'm
perfectly.
assuming Lee and Keta are sharing a room.
Yeah, other
Uh,
X-Men share rooms as well.
Sleep without him now.
Cassandra and Flair specifically are sharing a room.
I'll just mark down how many rooms we've got as well.
Room 7 would probably have not the captain's quarters. You would probably have that for LOV.
LV would be very terse with you if you took the captain's quarter.
Oh no! Well, Brimstone wouldn't take it anyways because A, she's injured, and B, she's an actual fucking captain.
Let me know when I should do my thing.
What is your thing that you need to do?
Explore.
Dylan.
Oh. I mean, we're probably done now.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and end and resolve any other roles that need to be done after stream.
Alright.
So chill.
Alright, hello everyone.
No.
You may have shut up. You may have missed us last week because our GM unfortunately had a little bit of medical issues due to the extreme heat. Hopefully, Sunday. Standard time. I believe it's 5 p.m. Mountain Time. Yeah, as Desire, the Fairy Blood Hunter, on twitch.tv/Latvian Citizen, where we say goodbye to two old friends, continue on our adventures, hopefully get to the town of Tilland, where we will meet old friends, restock for an adventure, and hopefully meet some new friends soon enough. That is me.
Okay. Armored's not here for me to ask him. So, Failsy, do you have anything?
Sadly not.
Myth!
Fine. Okay, so this Saturday, 6 p.m. EST. We're playing Cursed Strahd again. I know, it's 3 weeks on a fucking row. It's a fucking miracle.
Nice.
And then next Monday, 2:20 p.m. EST, as the schedules had changed because of DM having to switch work schedules temporarily. Shadows and Starlight, where I play a Russian Hobgoblin Hailroom.
It's very fun. I will say,
Yeah.
I've sat in on the 2 streams so far. It's very fun.
We have face cams now. The facade is revealed.
They're all dorks.
Yes.
Every single one of them dorks.
Yeah, Batty looks like the second coming of Kurt Cobain. It's amazing.
They're all adorable.
I am fucking gorgeous.
Yes, you are.
Goddamn right I am.
I would
Both
never do a face
streams.
cam.
Face
There.
cams are weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
Actually, when you
It would
can
help-
randomly
it would
blood a
help.
knife.
It would help
Okay.
with the fact that I do a lot of gestures, but at the same time, I don't want anyone to have to look at me.
Yeah.
Same.
Anyways, I guess I'll go ahead and chill the Tuesday game since we should have it next week.
Yeah, you go ahead and do that. But real quick, I was just gonna say it'd be weird if I had face cam on me because then the way I hold my drink would get seen online, and I don't know if that would be safe for work.
You're the boba tea drinker.
Mm.
The, like,
Titty
what,
sip.
oh, okay, that way of drinking. I know that way of drinking.
Very useful way of drinking.
Is.
It holds the drink exactly where you need it.
Actually, I feel like that'd probably just make you very popular on Twitch.
What they,
I'm not going to get viewers and followers that way. That's just not my style.
In any case.
Yes, the Tuesday game should be on for next week. We'll see. Should be. Come see people be horribly depressed in a world setting where everything is terrible, and hopefully they'll get a taste of happiness soon. If they get to participate in a world event that's going on that's actually going to be fun instead of depressing for a change.
World Heroin Day! Yay!
That's
Wait,
not
what?
entirely wrong.
Oh no.
It's a drug trip in the sense that they're going to get more powerful because of it.
Oh no.
Power is the ultimate drug.
Methinks what you're saying is after next session we're going to level up.
No.
Either a plain out level up or just or you guys are going to get some more powerful components for your gears.
Fair point.
We're just steroids.
Just a lot of steroids injected straight into your veins.
Even for those of you that aren't necessarily needing strength.
Our poor little robot bodies.
It's fine.
Roboroids.
I mean, one of them's actually already working on making steroids. Anyways. Danny.
Yes. You caught me right as I had my mic muted so the VOD wouldn't hear me vaping. We will be back here, same channel, same day of the week, next week. Hopefully same time, hopefully at our proper time of 7 p.m. EST. Back here on this channel on Thursday to actually see what we see now that we have set sail properly.
oh my god.
We
Had
finally
first
got
kiss.
Yes, she did. And we're finally getting off the island. We're doing better than Gilligan.
let's see if you guys survive.
Yeah, we're setting sail from the island. That doesn't mean we're getting off of it.
This is fair.
3 seconds later, after setting sail,
He's cracking. Bye.
what's that sound?
It's
Why is there a shadow over the ship?
it's the Kraken Fisher.
Oh god. But
Kraken,
yeah.
Kraken beneath, Kingfisher above.
Yeah, it's the hammer and the anvil.
Anyway. But yeah, with that, I believe we are all ready to say our
Okay.
goodnights and goodbyes and all that good stuff.
Put some notes on the ship notes.
Cool.
Does that look complete? What we got?
Stream's still going, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Alright. Good night, everybody. We'll see y'all next week.